Alrighty, welcome to playtime, cleanup time. I'm very passionate about, if you know me, my clean inboxes. Candace was actually a big inspo for this because she's always coming at me about her inbox and how mine is clean. And so I'm going to show you all my tips because it's not that I'm on top of it, but I genuinely, there is no task in my life that I hate more than cleaning like email. I don't want to answer them. I don't like them. I think they should die. But I do a great job at managing them regardless because that's what we got to do. So I'm going to give you a bunch of tips and tricks and like basically highlight the different features of Gmail and how they enable me to keep my inbox clean. And then for you business-minded people, which basically, well, at least all three of you, it's relevant. I'm going to show you some different ways as well, how I manage business things. And so if I'm looking down, it's because I'm looking at my agenda. So for the sake of this hour that we have together, you're going to keep working after this for sure. And I hope that you continue at least if you can commit to another hour, depending on how your inbox is, another hour today using what I tell you to clean up your inbox. So before we dive in, choose an inbox right now that you want to focus on. Again, we all have businesses, so I know we have multiple. So choose one of them. It doesn't matter which. Maybe actually choose the craziest one. And that's going to be the inbox that you focus on for the next hour. And then you can tell me, or you can make note, you can put it in the chat, or you can write it down. Write down how many unread emails you have right now. Like, what's that number? Like mine is 21. Jot it down somewhere or put it in the chat. Or we got, yes, 8,070. I can't wait to see what it is when we're done. So Lavelle and Adrian, if you don't put it in the chat, just make sure that you write it down somewhere so that we can identify it. And then if you haven't already, choose a reward for when you get to 0 and commit to getting to 0. 56, 1497, and 56 unread. Okay, dope. All right, let's do this. So you have your inbox, the one we're going to focus on. And again, we all have businesses, so I know we all have multiple inboxes. I'm very compartmentalized with my inboxes. Even if you do not have a business, for those of you watching this in the future, I highly recommend, like, I have an email called megansjunk@gmail.com. That's where all the useless stuff goes. This is my email for like Megan as a businesswoman, and then Life Made Easy has its own email. And then I have like my personal as a human email. So whether you have a business or not, I highly recommend compartmentalizing your life. With that, just for the sake of sanity, if you have email notifications on, turn it off. If you have notifications on your phone for email, it's a personal decision, but personally, turn it off. You don't need it. If you can just put a reminder on your calendar to check your email every day at the same time and actually check it and clean it up, that's all you need. There's no reason why you need to see every email that comes in. Again, that's my personal opinion, but I promise you your mental health and sanity will thank you. With that, like I said, dedicated check-in time. I'm very big on checking my email first thing in the morning because I hate it so much. So I just knock it out. Anything that's urgent. And if it's not urgent, I'll show you what I do with it. All right, fun stuff. So now you are going to play. So we're going to dive into your inbox settings, your Gmail settings. And I'm going to tell you how I have you're going to see it as well, how I have my settings set up. So at the top right-hand side, you're going to hit the gear icon, and we're going to go to see all settings. So this is the first thing you get, general. There's not really anything to change here unless you're going to turn on like a vacation reminder. Otherwise, I don't spend any time here, or if you want to change your signature. We're going to go to labels. And so if you look at my screen, you'll see on the left-hand side, I have inbox, sent, scheduled, trash, newsletters. That's it. If I hit more, I see all my folders. But on a daily basis, I only need to see these. So while we're here, while you have it open, look at your labels. If you have folders, you automatically are going to have drafts, all mail, spam, things like that. Go ahead right now and hide everything that you don't need to see on a daily basis. Like, you don't need quick reference. Starred, don't need it. Snoozed, I don't think you need it. Important, don't need it. I have sent, Spam, I have show if unread, so I can delete it. And when you're done with the first section, go into categories, hide everything that you don't, honestly, all of these, hide them. You don't need that. And then same with your labels. Give me a heads up if you're good to go. Perfect. All right, we're gonna go to the next tab, inbox. This one, this is big. At the top where it says inbox type, and I'm gonna tell you why later, put starred first. Well, this is personal preference. I say put starred first because I'm gonna show you why I put starred first. Alternatively, you could put unread first. I put starred first because I have automations for what gets starred. So I wanna see that first. Then I have everything else. Alternatively, maybe you wanna do something like starred first, then unread, and then everything else. And to do that, you have one starred. I hide the section when it's empty. So I only wanna see starred shit if it exists, basically. Otherwise, don't waste space and show me that section if it's blank. You can do customize in priority inbox. And let's say I wanna see unread next. I have empty, add section, and I'm gonna do unread. And then I have everything else. So I'm gonna leave it like that for the sake of this workshop. And I'm gonna hit save. And so if we go back to my inbox, I'll see I have everything starred, everything unread. And in theory, everything else left over would be under unread, but I only have starred or unread email. So in this case, it's irrelevant. Inbox. All right. And I'm going to change this to, I just like starred first. Save. All right. Then what else do you care about here? You care, well, if you care, your theme. Minor detail, but if we're going to be in this inbox, let's make it look cute. You can change your theme by clicking the settings and clicking view all and changing it here. Or you can dive into settings and do see all settings and change your theme there and make it dark, put a picture. I would love to have a picture of myself, but it won't let me. Be great. And that's pretty much all you need in your settings. Now the technical stuff. Firstly is, I'm gonna clean this up a little bit and I'm gonna do it with you so that you can see what I'm doing. So first thing is, as I'm sure you can all relate, is I signed up for this guy, Josh Spector. He had like some, I don't know if he had like a freebie or a daily email delivery thing, I don't know. But basically I was like, oh my God, I love Josh. I wanna see everything Josh sends. Yo, fuck Josh. It's been a great ride, my guy, but it's time to go. And so I haven't read any of Josh's emails. Clearly, oh, I do remember him. In theory, he has very useful email content, but we just get so many. So actually, let's say I want to see what Josh is sending me, but I'm not trying to see it in my main inbox, which is honestly, you see this newsletters folder with 533. That's where the majority of newsletters go. Honestly, I think Candace, I think yours are the only ones that don't go there because I read them ASAP. Newsletters, the rest, I genuinely love reading newsletters, but I'm more of a like, oh, I'm at the doctor's office. Let me sit and go through that folder, right? So I'm going to show you how I send every newsletter there and I read them at my time. And so Josh, I want to see his shit, but I'm not trying to see it in my main inbox. So choose something right now in your inbox that you still want to see, but like you'll get to it when you get to it. Choose that email. And then once you have it, you see these three dots right here next to this label button, the more button, click that. And then click filter messages like these. This is about to be, if you don't use this feature, this is my bestie. So you're gonna filter messages like these. Automatically, it's gonna put whatever email address is there. Then I'm gonna do create filter. Every time I get an email from Josh, I'm gonna skip the inbox. I'm gonna mark it as read because it doesn't matter if it's read or unread. I'll get to it when I get to it. And then I'm going to choose a label. And if you don't have a label already, you can do new label. I already have one. I'm going to choose newsletters. And then my favorite parts is that I can also apply it to the 10 matching conversations. So make sure you check that last button and it's going to match all of Josh's stuff. So you see right now in my inbox, I have 20 emails. We're going to create this filter. Now I have 11 because bye. And then if I go to my newsletters folder, if it goes, there's Joshy. And so now I can get to him when I get to him. So that's one. That is imperative to you cleaning up your inbox, especially those of you who have the high numbers. You could easily, in theory, right? You could just hit all and delete all your email and start fresh and just be like, whatever. It's not sustainable though. It's just going to become a mess again. You want to be, when you're cleaning up a bunch of emails, you want to create filter each time. So like, let's say you have, what's something, Stop and Shop. Well, Stop and Shop. Okay, Stop and Shop is a grocery store that maybe still exists in New England for those of you who are from New England. If I have emails from Stop and Shop, I could just delete them all and say I'm fresh. No, you're going to get more. Create that filter and delete it. So say every time I get an email from, let's do it together. Create filter messages like these. Every time I get an email from this email address, create a filter, delete it, and apply to 31 matching conversations. This is also super helpful for, when you get an email and you unsubscribe and they keep emailing you and you're like, you're a spammer because I know that I unsubscribed from you, that's when you use this. So that way it just gets deleted every time and it doesn't clog up your inbox. Any questions? You good? You got it?
I have a question.
Holla.
Okay, the examples you just gave us, you were filtering based off of, the sender's email address, right?
Yep.
So say maybe I want your Friday reports to go in my newsletters,
Mm-hmm.
but I want your other emails to go elsewhere. Okay. They come from the same email. I mean, yours actually don't, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I don't want them to go in newsletters. Then how
Love
am I
it. That? All right, fire. So, and mine do actually come from different places because Ola and Megan Burke is for the Friday report and then Life Made stuff is Success at. So in this case, it's even easier, but let's pretend that they do. What you're going to do is I'm going to search the Friday. No, I'm going to actually do it from scratch. So you see this button right here, this what I call a DJ, wicket, that at the end of the search bar, click that. I'm going to do from Ola, my beautiful, I'm so cute. I just get so hyped to see my picture. olameganburke.com. And then every time it has, now this is a little spicy because in theory, I could mention the words Friday report in one of my other emails, right? Let's pretend that's not the case. So I'm going to, every time I get an email from Megan and has the words Friday report. Every time the Friday report comes, I'm going to create a filter and I'm going to star it. And this is actually a great example of how we can talk about stars. And then with everything I do, I also get, sorry, it's a cat. Also apply it to matching conversations. So this means that every time you get an email from me that includes the words Friday report, it gets starred. And because of the settings that we just changed in your inbox, all your starred stuff is at the top, right? So Candace, this is what I do with my Calendly. Anytime I get in, so-and-so booked or da-da-da-da, I have it where next time you get a booking from Calendly, create a filter, and then it's from that email address, which is like a specific booking Calendly email address. I have it where every time someone books me on Calendly, it's starred. So that way in the abyss, I don't miss that someone scheduled some time with me. And that's honestly probably like one of my favorite. Again, this feature is everything. Adrian, does that answer your question? Okay, dope. All right, next. So I have this rule where I'm going to show you the snooze feature. And I have this rule that I can only snooze things once. So as you can see, this is here and I snoozed it a week ago, so I can't do it again. I have to deal with it. And it's about to go to it doesn't know it, don't tell it, but it's about to go to that newsletters folder because I thought that I was gonna read it right away, but like I'm not. And so let me show you how to snooze. Snooze is vague. So let's say, for example, let's say you processed a refund with a merchant and they, you know how they're like, oh, you'll get the refund in 5 to 7 business days or whatever. If I get an email like that, I'll go here, I'll snooze it, and then I'll say, oh, they said by next Friday, I'll have it, the refund. I'll just go ahead and choose next Friday for it to pop back into my email inbox. So that way I can go ahead and check if I got the refund. Because otherwise it's just sitting in your inbox, right? Until then, and it's just a waste of space. And then also you may miss out and then it's a month later, did I get that refund? So if you're actually on top of your inbox and you snooze things to pop up when you need them, you'll actually be able to see them, which is, I guess, kind of key in all of this is creating the clarity to actually see these things. Another thing with filters, anything for all you, well, we're all business people. So anything that I get money related, I already have it filtered to get tagged as finances. So anytime I pay a bill with any merchant, when I get that first email, I create a filter where every single email gets tagged, aka the folder, finances. I don't though. The option to skip my inbox, I don't skip my inbox because I do want to see what money is coming and going, right? So I have it where it comes into my inbox. It also gets tagged with the finance folder. And then once I review, then I'm like, okay, got it. And I just delete it from the inbox. So in theory, if let's say my accountant or something needed a certain receipt or whatever, I have every single payment, every money transaction lives in this finance folder in my Gmail. It all goes there. Highly recommended. I mean, highly recommended, but also I'm not an accountant. Do they need those things? I don't know. So we're going to do another one. Aweber. It's been a great ride, but I'll get to these when I get to them. So I could just move them. I could just hit this first one and hit shift and hit the last one. And I could just move them to the newsletter folder. But is that sustainable? Will that help me in the future? No, I want to create a filter because Aweber team is going to email me again. You know they're going to email you again. So just hold your future self down right now, create the filter. Every time I get it, it goes to newsletters. I skip the inbox and I apply it to matching conversations and I create the filter. And then boom, you felt like, did you just a little bit? I just got a little like, ah. So those little things, things like this, I can't avoid getting these type of emails. So that's fine. Just archive them. These were from, I wanted to see what another Mighty network was like because I made my own but I don't care anymore, to be honest. So I'm gonna unsubscribe. Off, perfect, okay, saving. Now, although I unsubscribed and I'm good in theory, right? Everyone's a scammer. Don't trust them, don't believe them. So I'm gonna do my due diligence and take this a step further. I do this every time I unsubscribe from an email, I create this filter just to be sure that they're not gonna blow up my inbox. I'm gonna actually just delete it. And I'm gonna also apply to 10 matching conversations. So anytime I get an email notification from this Mighty network, I don't have to see it because I don't need it. I highly recommend that for anything you unsubscribe to. Don't trust them people, they're scammers. Okay, what's left? So this is this platform I'm considering using. Low key, I do want to actually read this, so I'm gonna just leave it here. And if I don't read it today, then it's gotta go. That's something else I do with myself. You know how you're like, oh my God, I'm definitely gonna read that email. That's why I snooze things. Because I say I'm gonna snooze this once. If I don't read it or do anything, by the time it comes back, I gotta let it go. Damn digital hoarding. This, I'm gonna just delete this. I do wanna see their emails. This is to make a purchase that I'm not gonna make anytime soon. And so I'm actually gonna just do this for like end of January. And again, snooze it once. If I don't take care of it, then it's dead. And I don't care about this update. Boom. And we started at 21 and it's done. How are you moving? Are you guys creating filters? Does it make sense? Do you see your numbers going down?
Yeah, so I have a couple questions.
What's up?
I made a mistake
Mm-hmm.
when we first started. So the 56 inbox, I combined it with the inbox I have that 14,000.
Okay.
The like the clutter one that's similar to what you have. I have that as my old voucher one, all the subscriptions. So how do you, I guess, split them back apart?
What you mean you combined it?
So when we
Oh,
did the initial gear and we did the settings and we combined the inboxes,
yeah.
because they're both Google accounts, I
Yep.
combined all of my Google accounts.
Okay, okay. And is it because you know how like with our Goucher emails, you can like forward them to your personal email? Is that what you're doing?
No, I try to keep them all in the Goucher account. Like I have my Goucher personal and work, and the Goucher one has filled up some of the personal stuff now.
Okay. And you have them separate. And then you're
Yeah.
using Gmail and Chrome like this, like the way I'm using it?
Yep. Yep.
I don't know how you do that. Do you mind sharing your screen? Can you show me?
Yeah. Okay, so many. Oh, that's so weird. Oh, that's why. Yep. So yeah.
Okay.
So when we did the initial settings, I did unread first as
Mm-hmm.
opposed to the default ones. So when I did unread, for some reason, it combined my junk one and the one that I had that was only like 56. Oh, right here, no split.
Reading pane is different. Can you go to, you see accounts and import?
Yep.
Check now.
So yeah, this is the personal one, Castlevale, and it got combined with my Goucher one, the Locos. I think I found out how to do it though on the last page by enabling budding top. Is it?
Nah, because that's just I would actually turn that off. That's like when it categorizes things as like promotion or forum or whatever. I don't know though how your two Gmail accounts are intertwined. You feel me?
Yeah, if I could do that, that'd be huge because it's annoying sometimes going through the junk.
If you could do that, if you could have them combined or if you could have them separate, you mean?
Yeah, ideally I would like them separated.
Yeah. How are they together? Okay, let me keep thinking about it. And then you and I, we can stay on and figure it out. Because I don't know how they are even speaking to each other if they're two separate Gmail accounts.
But now up it came back. Am I still
Okay.
sharing my screen?
Okay.
Now I'm back to 37. So
Okay,
I think
fire.
okay. So,
Yes. All right. Deal. Boom. All right, let me share mine. Anything else? Keep moving those little fingers, creating those filters. So to recap on filters, particularly to those of you who use Calendly, star that new invite. For those of us all of us have businesses, I highly recommend the finance folder. It's super helpful. And then again, there are just so many newsletters sent out. And so if you do want to create a newsletters folder, it makes it nice so you can still reference them later. With that, other than like this email right here that I'm really going to do my best to read this today so that I can just get it out there. I don't have emails just sit here like this. That's why my email gets clean. And it's because I have all these folders. And so if there's not a folder for it, then make one. And if you don't have a folder for it, ask yourself if you really need it. But if it's something unread so that you can reference it later in life, really ask yourself if you're going to reference it later in life. And if you are, then put it in a folder so that your future you can be greeted with an empty inbox. Okay. Now, two things No, three things. These are kind of bonuses that aren't necessarily to do with keeping your inbox clean, but they're Gmail features that I love. So I'm gonna tell you about them anyway. The first one is templates. I think Lavelle, you and I were just talking about templates for the gym. So I'm gonna go to Compose. And then I'm gonna come down here to these three dots in the bottom right, and I'm gonna hit templates. And I have these already, like welcome to all memories, travel consults when I still did them, track your way to success replay. Let's see what this one is. Welcome to the Self-Made Bootcamp tier. And so how you make a template is, let's say, Candace, someone hits you up with a question about the posture program, and it's like a question that you get all the time. So you're like, this is how you be great. And you notice that I deleted my signature. That's because the template is always going to input the text above your signature. So I'm also going to add an indent. I'm going to hit a space, and it's going to add it to the shit. So I'm going to come back to these three dots, templates, save draft as a template, save as new template. And the title is going to be whatever the email subject is. So let's say help with your posture membership. I'm going to hit save. Boom. So I'm going to delete this. Let's start fresh. Compose, three dots, templates, help with your posture membership. Boom. So again, we're all business owners. If you're getting the same questions repeatedly, Lavelle, especially with you in the gym and onboarding, put something together, have it ready. And if anything, if you need to tweak it as you go, then you can. But if you're getting the same question, I feel like if you get the same question at least 3 times, create a template for future use. So just have it ready. The next one is, for those of us who use Calendly, this is just a heads up. If you don't use it already, that Gmail has a Calendly integration. So you see how I have this send button right here, and then right next to it, I have Calendly. Bruh, this is a game changer. Because you know when you open the Calendly and you're looking for the link for the relevant invite or whatever, you just click this. And you can do event types, a one-off meeting, or you can do a meeting poll. So if I want to have a one-off meeting, which I never use this feature, you can schedule that one-off meeting right from here. Or how I use it, I click event types, and then boom, I have all of my event types. And I can just copy the link. Let's say someone books or wants to book a consult. I copy the link and I put the link. So you don't have to go to another Calendly tab to look for it. If you don't use it, it's the same with the Zoom integration with your Google Calendar. You can just add a Zoom meeting. You can add your Zoom account to your Google Calendar. And when you schedule, this is like not email related, but again, for those of you who be on Zoom all day, if you make a new meeting, I have Zoom here, and I just go ahead and add Zoom, and it will add it to your calendar invite. Next is scheduled emails. Again, this is not for cleanup purposes, but it is a game changer. And I'm sure all of you have received an email from Past Megan at some point. I am a chronic email scheduler. So I will, let's say, I really want to meet with Adrian next week. Adrian has a busy week this week, but we want to check in next week and meet. So I'm going to go ahead and just say, hey, Adrian, do you have time to meet this week? If so, schedule some time with me. And then I would link, if so, schedule some time with me to the Calendly link. I would put Adrian's email, but I'm going to put mine so I'm not exposing her. And then right here, this down arrow, schedule send Monday morning. And of course, again, you can pick a time if you want, but I'm just going to go ahead and just do Monday morning. There are so many ways that I use this feature. And like this one, I'm going to just go ahead. So while she's here, I'm going to snooze this for later today. If I have to check in with an accountant and it's like in February, I'm going to go ahead. Once I hang up with the accountant, I'm going to go ahead and schedule that email. and schedule it for February so that future me doesn't have to think about it. Maybe all of us, we have clients, right? Maybe a client offboards because maybe they're overwhelmed. Lavelle, you're training someone personally and they're overwhelmed or they're injured and you want to check in with them next month. When you finish that last meeting with them, go ahead and schedule that check-in now and just schedule to send it for later. So also that's nurturing your client relationships, right? That's being on top of it. That's nurturing your CRM. And then also you don't have to remind yourself to do it later. You can just do it right now. Let's see. And then also the last thing is, for those of you watching us in the future, if you go to make an email template and you notice that it's not on or it's not an option, go to your settings, go to advanced and hit enable. All right, I went through those kind of quickly. I'm like, word, I'm done. So that's the gist of it. How are you feeling? Give me a number check-in. What are your inboxes at?
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Is there a way to bulk mark everything red?
Yes. Yep. So you're going to come, whatever you have this inbox with shit in it, right here, this top square, click that.
So that's what I've been doing, but I think it's just doing like what's on the page. Like, can I share my screen?
Yes. Yep. Go for it.
Okay. So this is gonna show my email to everybody, but don't email me.
But look
All
at
right.
your 3572, Candace.
Only because this entire time, not gonna lie to you, I haven't been paying attention. I've just been trying to like delete everything. Like I just want this number at 0.
You're so close.
So what I've been doing is I hit this, and I think it's only doing this page because when I go to this one, it hasn't picked up this stuff. So
yes.
So then I did this other thing where I just searched unread. I found this label, and I believe this is just like many pages of unread emails, but I can't figure out how to like bulk get rid of all of them.
Click that square. And then you see right there, select all conversations that match this search.
Yep.
And then the 3 dots.
So I did this, mark as read. So watch this little number at the inbox number, right? I'm going to call this a bulk action, and then it takes a second, but it pretty much only does this.
And you search for unread. So it's everything unread in theory. Don't hurt yourself, Gmail. It's loading, it's working.
Still going. Oh yeah. So yeah. I can let you know when it's done if you want to keep it.
Oh no, no worries. Well, this is a good sign though, that it's taking this long. Like, seems like a good sign.
I know, you would think, but it did it this last time and it was just this one section.
What happens if you click inbox? Oh,
hey. Oh, it went away. Okay, cool. I don't know what I did differently, but.
Yes. De nada. ¿Qué más? Lavelle, how's your few? Last time you were at 57 or 56.
Yeah, I'm at 35.
Okay.
Yeah, so I have, like I said earlier, I have the one email similar to you, which is a bunch of junk. That number is ungodly. I'm not even touching it.
No,
it's like 14,000.
Yeah.
I don't even care. But a part of me do want to take it down a notch. I'm gonna try to think of the ROI if it's worth going through there, just so I simply can have a lower number, or if it's like, you know what, maybe it's meant to be. That email will never be. I mean, if you really think about it, you spend time just deleting it. You're like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
I have other stuff to do. I'm just deleting it just to delete it.
You should be able to bulk delete them, no? Like I just did.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true.
You can start fresh. I mean, if it's a junk email, do you have things in there that are Like mine is like for
Oh, I'm
Facebook
sure.
and
I'm sure while I look through, there's probably some decent content in there, but I try not to go in that email because I always get down the rabbit hole of just trying to delete, and
I'm gonna go with Candace and say delete everything because that's for me, that's like what I consider like digital hoarding. Like, are you gonna read those emails ever?
no, never.
And so it's like either delete them or just leave them. My junk email has thousands. I don't care. That's what it's for. It's a junk email.
Mm.
So I would just make sure that nothing important gets sent to the junk email. Otherwise, who cares? It's more so like your work stuff, right? And your personal stuff.
No, it's just like random stuff. Like if you sign up for a newsletter, like, and they want you to, join their club. Like for Christmas, I bought somebody a gift, and it was like join a newsletter, get 20% off. I sent that newsletter to my email so I can get 20% off for the Christmas gift.
Got you. Yeah, nah. Who cares? It's a junk email for a reason. It's like the junk drawer. Let it live.
Oh, I got so many random stuff in there.
Adrian, how you doing? You were at 1497.
Oh, I'm still up there. I have a question.
Yeah.
So I'm noticing when I'm creating filters for some of these, like certain emails don't give me the option when I go to more to create a filter.
Really?
Yeah, like it doesn't have emails like this. It just has mark as unread, mark as important, add star, create event, and mute.
Do you have something that's not information sensitive that you could share?
Yeah. I feel like y'all walking into my house.
No, I don't. Listen, it's vulnerable letting someone into your messy inbox.
Oh my gosh.
And like seeing what you subscribe to and like Gary's hairy feet weekly update.
Do you need to?
You can show us Gary, Adrian. This is a safe space.
That is scary.
Okay.
But yeah, when I go here, see, I don't have.
And this is an inbox, and you have definitely seen that filter option, right?
Yeah, I've been using it.
Okay.
This is the second one I've come across that didn't give me the option. So I don't know if there's something they are able to activate on their end to not let you do this back. But I get it. But yeah, I just didn't know if you.
What happens when you hit unsubscribe, click unsubscribe?
I don't want to unsubscribe.
You just want to filter them.
Filter this into a newsletter folder.
And you have definitely been using the filters already.
Mm-hmm.
And is this in your, I mean, it shouldn't even matter, but you see that that button next to the label button? It's like a little, go up to the top. It's next to the clock. The second from move to inbox. Let's just see if this makes a difference.
Oh, I thought I was already in my inbox. Yeah. Right here.
Okay, now see. Hey, that's what it was.
I'm like, well, where was it then?
Filter messages like these. I think maybe it just had to be in your inbox.
But it was in my inbox. Like, that's where I got it from.
Really? The email, the one that you, that's weird because if it wasn't your inbox, it wouldn't have given you that option to move it to your inbox. It was probably, the email you were looking at was probably archived or deleted.
Oh, you know what probably happened? Okay. Yeah, I accidentally on my phone archived everything instead of marking it as read the other day. So I had to like remove it back from spam. Word.
That's what it was.
Yeah, I don't even know why those two options are so close together on your phone. That's the second fucking time I've done that. Pisses me off.
I say delete and shit when I swipe too fast. I'm like, no.
Yeah,
okay, dope.
Like undo it like it does on desktop. It doesn't give you that little snap second option.
Give me and that used to be a Gmail feature that you had to manually turn on. And I am so happy that it is just automatic now. There's something else. Let's see if I can show you real quick. So let's say Team Super. Let's pretend that this is like, this is someone messaging Lavelle, asking him what time the gym has classes for adults. He can filter messages like these. It's a bit tougher with that type of inquiry. Or let's say it's someone that's like, Candace, when do memberships open? Or when's the next YTT or something? Let's say
memberships open up for registration January 16th.
January 16th. So let's say someone is like, Candace, they're like, again, this is a tough example, but let's pretend that life works easy like this. When does registration open? I'm going to create a filter. So like it has the words, create a filter, and send template. And then say like, it's going to be help with your posture membership. So this is like a tough example. I'm trying to think of something where it's really practical. Or, let's say Lavelle, let's say for the gym, every time you get an email, you wanted to send, hey, we're in the gym. Here's our address. Here's how to contact us. We'll be with you in 24 to 48 hours. This is where you can do that. And so you can say, you see how, right, we've been focusing on emails from, like who they're from. What we haven't focused on is who the emails are to. So let's say the email is to Ola at Megan Burke. Every time Megan gets an email, I'm going to create a filter. I'm not going to choose this, but let's pretend that the help with your posture membership is me saying, hey, I'll be in touch. I check my email every 2 days. I'll be in touch with you within 48 hours at the latest. I can choose to send a template, and I'll make that template already, right? And then it means every time I get an email, everyone gets that email. So again, all of you business owners, if you want to go ahead and be proactive about communicating so that people know when to expect to hear from you, this is how you do it. Does that process make sense?
Yeah, but could you explain it again?
Yeah. So let's say first, Lavelle's going to be like, he's going to make a template. And he's going to delete all this shit because it puts it above the signature, right? He's going to say, thank you so much for contacting me. We'll be in touch with you. Or I'll say well, obviously this content does not matter. Like, what am I doing? I said, this email draft does not matter. I'm sitting here and refining it. You'll hear from us within 48 hours. And I'm going to name this Ola. Right? So now I want to save this as a template. I'm going to go to my 3 dots. I'm going to go to templates. Actually, let me move you guys' pretty faces. Go to 3 dots. Save draft as template. Save as new template. We're going to say Ola from 3&D. Save. So Lavelle has this template now, and I know that because if I go to templates, I will see first one, Ola from 3&D, right? So I'm going to delete this draft. We don't need this. And then I'm going to come here. I'm going to hit my DJ booth. I'm going to put 2 Ola, create a filter. Every time Megan gets an email, every time an email gets sent to ola@meganburke.com, I'm going to send a template, and the template is going to be Ola from 3&D. Does that make sense? In theory?
No. It makes sense. It just makes me realize that we have to compile our email list that we talked about, a month ago. We've been doing what we talked about on the Airtable, all uploaded. But then the next step is using them. So
okay, but as long as you can't play with the data if you don't have the data. So no stress. As long as you're collecting the data. But yeah, tell me.
No, this was a little unrelated. I just want to ask a business question, but I don't want to go too far off it was for Candace when she said that she was going to have her gym open their membership on January 16th. We were debating about doing our New Year stuff the 11th. Were you pushing it back because of people not making their resolutions that first 2 weeks, or just more so convenient for you?
Oh, neither. It's that it's an ongoing membership that opens up every 5 weeks for registration. So this is for people who are like already in it. But I am going to do like a New Year challenge, but I'm going to ask that people start by the 7th, because I do think that people really are like, let's go. But some people aren't. Some people are hungover on the first, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think within the first 7 days, and it's just going to be like a 30-day thing. And I'm going to promote it as like, it takes 21 days to build a habit, blah, blah, blah. And it'll be like a 4-week thing.
Mm.
On that note, we covered everything. So all of you humans watching in the future, you're iconic. And if you have any questions, please hit me up. I hope this helps. And before you start the workshop, write down how many emails you have, and then write down how many emails you have at the end. And whether you're watching this or you're with me now, please don't forget to reward yourself for cleaning up your inbox. You deserve it. And also put some time aside. Like it's not going to end right now. It's probably, Candace, if you stay on for another hour, another quick power hour, clean that shit up. You will be grateful. Deuces to the future.